It's very frightening.
He is. He's quite
Kind of
intimidating.
Yeah. It
He
sounds
is a
like
bit
some kind of
intimidating.
over-the-edge robot enforcer.
Now recording for your safety.
Yeah. To ensure your liberties, this encounter is being recorded.
Okay, everybody can hear me fine.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The sun rises on day 2 of Paracon
Oh God.
at Seversen's mysterious estate. So, and we find ourselves in the suite of Mops and Joe and Iggy, who are all
There you go.
who are sharing a luxury suite in the guest wing of Dr. Seversen's mansion. And Joe is lying awake in his palatial bed. Mops, for some reason, is curled up asleep on the floor. He appears to be more comfortable in such a position. Perhaps he'll explain that later. I assume it's his dogginess. And Iggy is presumably asleep in his room. And so Joe is just lying there in bed, listening to the sounds outside the window, beyond the balcony, early morning sounds of. You can hear just birds singing in the trees. You can also hear what sounds like parrots in the trees. And then
That's what we are. Sail away with me.
And you also can hear what you assume to be the distant grunts and roars of the wild baboons that inhabit the island. And also start to hear what sounds like there seems to be a muffled commotion coming from outside the window down below. And you hear what sounds like to you can't really hear what's going on, but there's definitely some agitated commotion going on, and it sounds like Dr. Morpheus to you.
Do we see out our window to see the commotion?
Well, you'd have to get out of bed. Yeah,
No. I'll ease my bed over toward the window.
he's gonna head over towards the window.
Yeah, I'll get up and look at the window.
Okay, well, as you look down the window. Oh, Mops is also awake.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He gets up early.
Okay, as you pull aside the curtain and you look out the window and down into the courtyard at the front of the mansion, you see Veronica Svensson and the head butler from the night before, and they seem to be bundling what looks like a small, middle-aged, Spanish-looking maid into the back of a very large, nondescript, slate gray van type vehicle.
Okay. Wait, did you say something about sounds like Dr. Morpheus?
I said yes. You thought you heard you thought you heard a muffled voice that sounded like Dr. Morpheus.
Oh, we don't see him down there though?
No.
So who is?
It's quite a large van though.
Okay.
So Veronica Svensson is doing some of the hustling.
Yes, and the head waiter from the night before is assisting her.
I don't know. Does this seem like it's any of our business? I say to who all's watching now?
I'm looking.
Okay.
I mean, we're not really in contact. We're in separate rooms, I'm assuming, or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, you were on the floor, but you were probably in Sure, you're in a separate room if you want.
Okay. And there's not a lot of. What time is it?
It is
After
7:15 a.m.
Hmm.
Well, it is. That's why Mops is up, of course. It's time for his morning constitutional.
He's a very regular boy.
Which means he's gonna get up and go downstairs and go outside.
Okay. Well, I'll go to the
Oh.
central room of the suite and say, Did you hear Dr. Morpheus down there?
Oh,
I
you're
heard his
talking
voice.
talking
to
to
Mops?
Mops?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it sounded like him.
Were you on your way down anyway?
Indeed, I was. I take a
Maybe I'll-
morning walk every morning.
I'll accompany you if you
Oh.
don't mind. I'll leave you to any privacy you might need along the way.
Privacy is not required, although normally
Okay.
I do spend much time thinking while I am out walking.
Okay. Well, I just want to have a look at what's going on down there.
Yes, my curiosity is piqued as well.
Yes.
Okay, so the two of you are heading down. What
I
about
suppose.
Iggy? Is Iggy going with you, or is Iggy?
Yiggy's definitely still asleep, man. You said it's 7:15.
Yeah.
Hell no. Not even for nothing. For nothing he would be awake at this moment.
And did the good
I-
doctor hear this in her room?
the
She
good
did
doctor-
not. She is in another. She's in another. She's in another. Her room is in another wing.
Mhm.
You're in the suite area, and she is in the individual rooms.
Mhm.
So at the moment we're plus she is also Dr. Zambil has been awake for over an hour already and is downstairs in one of the auditoriums preparing for her lecture,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
which you're all probably going to miss. But
What time is her lecture?
her lecture is at 7:45.
Oh, crap. Well, I
Oh,
didn't
So
want to miss that.
it's an early one. So
Oh,
Okay.
you told me noon before. God.
oh come on, it's getting
Okay.
he
Right.
keeps asking me the time. I didn't think there'd be times.
All right. Seven.
Okay,
All right.
so you two, so
I'll run down
so
and
you
peek.
so you two are gonna go down and peek. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
you leave the room, you leave the suite, and you are making your way over to the main building. When in the walkway between the two buildings, you see Dr. Morpheus stumbling around, looking quite disoriented.
Huh.
Excuse
Dr.
me, doctor.
Morpheus.
Do you require
sorry.
aid?
He recoils in fear from you, and instead of Dr. Morpheus's voice, you hear the voice of a frightened Hispanic woman
Mhm.
emanating from his body.
Oh, this must be what the flip flop gas is about.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Hmm.
It appears that. Come with me,
Uh,
young.
I'll speak Spanish to her because with my skill in Spanish.
Joe,
And I'll ask.
will you handle Dr.
¿Cómo se
Morpheus?
llama?
I will meanwhile go and track down his counterpart.
Excellent.
I rush off to the van.
Okay.
Okay, who are we going with now here?
Well, so my plan, we don't need to do it in great detail, but I'm hoping to calm her down and get her maybe just parked in our room to keep Dr. Morpheus's body safe in the meantime,
Okay,
if she is amenable to that.
okay, and she is. I am not going to do an accent
Okay. Come on.
because that would be
Yeah, no.
wildly inappropriate.
Yeah, fair.
And she tells you that two men came to her room during the prior evening, and tied her up and kept her hostage and bound and gagged. And she doesn't know why. And then when she woke up this morning, she found herself trapped in the body of this disgusting old man.
Mm. Well, I'll assure her that we'll try to figure out, and truthfully, we'll try to figure out because Dr. Morpheus.
She does tell you that her room was next door to his.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I'll get her parked in our room and leave a note for Yiggy, I guess,
You.
as tersely explaining the situation as possible. And there's food in our room and stuff, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll suggest
Yeah,
she lay.
you can just get you can just have room service and whatever.
I'll suggest she lay low while we try to figure it out, and we'll do our best to get her transferred back or get things sorted out.
Okay. So are
Alright.
you heading back downstairs with
Well, he was
with
already
Mops,
on
or
his
is
way.
Mops is well ahead of you?
Yeah, exactly. So my thought
Okay.
is I'll get her settled and then probably make my way to the lecture because I don't want to miss that. And hopefully Mops gets settled the Dr. Morpheus end of things or the Spanish maid.
I'm pretty sure Jenny wants you to miss the lecture.
Oh no, Joe is enthusiastically looking forward to the lecture. There's not a chance in
God.
hell, come hell or high water. that I would-
What's it about again?
I don't even know at this point.
It's the transmogrification of interlapidary corridors.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep, I like that better. I can change it at the last minute.
I believe interlapidary would be in among stones, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
It was about a particular labyrinth, but I can't even remember.
Oh yeah, right. It
Oh.
like, oh wait, it was like in Uzbekistan or something.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Mops.
Okay, so Mops rushes to the front of the mansion and down the steps,
Where's that van?
and Veronica Swenson has just slammed the back door of the van and is just about to slap her hands against it to signal it to drive off, and then she sees you and she immediately draws a handgun
Oh boy.
and points it directly at you, and then flashes a badge at you in her other hand that she holds in her other hand.
Mm.
And she says, "Back off, dog man. This is official Amarja government business."
I believe you have the wrong person. Dr. Morpheus is not in the back of that van.
Dr. Morpheus is in the back of this van.
That cannot be. It is a
We
maid.
made certain. It is the body of a maid. It is the intellect of Dr. Morpheus.
So you agree that you have committed a crime?
We have not committed a crime. We are fully entitled to carry out this operation at the behest of the Alamarjan government under Measure 23.
Do I know about Measure 23?
Yeah.
That means they
Measure
get
23 is Measure 23 is the executive order empowering the state to undertake any necessary precautions to safeguard all citizens and visitors' rights in secure storage until it is safe to disperse them again, and protect the citizens and government of Alamarja against terrorist acts.
Mm.
So in
The
other
beauty
words,
about it,
Of which Dr. Morpheus is very, very guilty. We've been watching him for months. He's been working with the underground, and he was planning to use his device against high-ranking government officials and the Dobben family to undermine the duly elected government of Alamarja. Stand back, sir.
in other words, he was going to distribute boots, and that was going to cause a terrorist attack.
I'm not talking about his damn boots, sir.
Really? Perhaps you would be so kind as to describe to me what crimes he has committed or is about to commit.
That is classified under Measure 23.
I'm kind of curious. What do I know about? Like, how far am I from this person?
You are approximately 1 foot.
I'm 1 foot.
Yes, you are a gun's length from her.
Let's see. What kind of gun is this?
It is a semi-automatic handgun.
Oh, so it's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, very bad. And her
And
her identification looks quite official. It's got the Alamarjan government seal, the flag of Alamarja on there, and it identifies her as Agent Veronica Svensson.
Miss Svensson, the issue that I have with this is that you have also inadvertently imprisoned and committed a terrorist attack against an innocent person, the maid.
The maid is fine.
No, the maid is not fine.
If you had not interrupted this operation, we would be taking the maid with us, and we would be restoring her intellect to her correct body as soon as we had taken both of them to a secure facility, which we are in the middle of doing, and you are interrupting. Now, please stand back, sir.
I'll take a step back.
Okay. I will also point out that Undershroud, the waiter from the night before, is also standing nearby her and has also got you pinned with a
That's what I figured.
with a drawn handgun.
That's what I figured.
So they're just going to take off with the maid, but not Dr.
So
Dr.
if you require the maid, perhaps you could wait long enough for me to retrieve her for you.
That would be acceptable. But you better get. I swear to God, you better get back here.
Or
you will be in clear violation of Measure 23.
I see.
And you do not want to be in violation of Measure 23.
Excuse me for one moment. I walk calmly back inside and track down the Morpheus maid.
Is Joe coming with you?
How long? Yeah, it depends on the timing here. How long? He might get back there when I was still leaving a note for Yiggy before because that didn't take too long down there.
Stop asking me times. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, I still had time to get down there. I'm probably still there.
Okay, so you both go back down and you take the maid.
Wait.
What?
When I get up to talk to Joe, I'm like, "Can we plant a tracker onto Morpheus maid here?"
Yes. What is a tracker?
Well, I figure we've got something in our bag of tricks.
Oh.
We have a huge bag of tricks. Let's plant a trick.
You're forgetting that Joe is the dumbest man in the world when it comes to technology.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Tracker. Is it some sort of trained squirrel?
Oh my goodness.
I think you might need Iggy.
Is that,
Hey guys,
who's
sorry,
got
I
our-
just woke
is-
up.
does Iggy have the bag of
is this
tricks?
a squirrel?
Who's got the bag of tricks? Is it Iggy or is
It's
it?
No, man, I already
it's
smoked that
it's just
stuff.
We
lying
just
on
have
the
it
floor in
around.
the corner. You've
Okay.
just got it.
All right.
So
Well, I find a suitable Spider-Man tracker and plant it on Morpheus maid.
So you have
And because it's
you,
on Amarja.
you have a tracking device.
Of course,
Okay, and we'll say that it's
it's
connected somehow to your what did I call
The
that thing?
Heistotronic
The
3000 or something.
heistotronic.
It wasn't that exactly.
9000 or whatever. it
that's
is.
exactly
Okay.
you are reading my mind, Colin. That's exactly where I'm justifying this.
Okay, you successfully sequester on Dr. Morpheus's person.
Okay. My dear madam, I am to understand that your situation will be rectified in short order.
I'll
Please
translate.
come with me.
She's terrified of you.
Yes, we'll bring her back down though. So and it sounds like they will switch her back, Mops. That's what they said.
So I have been told.
Hmm.
Whether to trust any of them is, and I shrug.
Well, I fear we are in their jurisdiction, and we won't get far turning the wrath of the entire Amarjan Secret Service against us.
That was my calculation as well. Especially because there were 2 guns on me instead of just 1.
So yes, let's do that, and I suppose hope for the best.
I
And
shrug
then we
again.
can catch the good doctor's lecture.
Okay, so you
We're all
make
looking
it.
forward.
So you make it back downstairs,
Mhm.
and Veronica Svensson is staring at her watch, and she's like, "Quickly, quickly, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up!" And she, Undershroud, steps forward, and takes the maid and takes Morpheus, and he takes him quite gently. He doesn't. There's no roughhousing or whatever, and opens up a side sliding door on the van.
I do whatever
And-
I can to peek inside as the various doors are opened.
You see in the second passenger seat in the back, a Central or South American looking middle-aged woman in a maid outfit who is like tightly bound and gagged, and is from the muffled sounds that emanate from her, you can tell that it is indeed Dr. Morpheus in that body. And then the door slides closed again. And Svensson reholsters her gun and puts her identification away and says, "Thank you for your assistance in this matter. The Amarjan government will make note of this."
Uh-uh.
That
And
sounds
then
nice.
she turns to you, Joe, and she says, "By the way, we dragged a couple of schlubs out of the maze last night. Do any of these folks look familiar to you?" And they open up the back door of the van, and there's just like there's the two guys who you met in the maze. One who took a bullet for you, and the other one who ran away. The one who ran away has somehow also apparently managed to catch a bullet. And there's also another guy who's like lying face down, and they're all very, very much dead. And she says, "Do any of these look familiar to you?"
I'll say those two introduced themselves to us in the maze last night, I believe. The other gentleman, well, I can't see him face down, but I don't think we're acquainted. But my acquaintance goes no further, I fear.
Well, I ask because on this third guy we found this, and she takes out a rather blood-spattered, grainy photograph that shows you, and then on the back of it is written just an address and the name Sylvan Pines and 7 p.m.
Sylvan Pines, out of character. Does that ring a bell? I don't remember that.
That's the hospital place that
Oh, yeah.
where the ambulance
Yeah.
came from, right? The one that took Mops.
Was it the hospital? I don't
It
remember.
was the hospital.
Yeah,
right.
okay. Yeah, you're right. Intriguing. I imagine they're just assassins of some sort.
Well, I don't know about this third guy because he looks a bit like you, and she points to Mops. And
What?
she nods to, she gestures to Undershroud, and Undershroud turns the third guy over, and he's got the face of a dog.
Wait a minute.
How much like me does he look?
Not very. He's not full dog. He's more kind of Lon Chaney in mid change. None of
That
these
is-
folks, none of these men look familiar to you.
That one is not even a brother-in-law.
She says, "Okay." They slam the doors, and she bangs on the back of the van, and the van just speeds off down the driveway.
All right. Oh, just time to
And
get
she
into the
said,
lecture. Oh,
"You're-
sorry.
You're free to go.
Oh God.
Enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you.
Thank you for your assistance in this matter.
All right.
And we
Well,
apologize for any distress we may have caused you while undertaking this operation. But please rest assured that the maid and Dr. Morpheus were trapped using a mimetic scrambler bomb. It's perfectly harmless, and they will be restored fully after we have had a chance to interrogate Dr. Morpheus.
I wonder why that was required in order to capture Dr. Morpheus, he thinks to himself.
Well, yes, all very well then. We have, if you don't mind, a lecture to get to. Which we are
Very
looking
excited
forward to.
about this lecture that I'm not even going to be giving.
Yes.
And so we cut to one of the many lecture halls of the conference where Dr. Zambil is just finishing up her lecture, and there is a smallish but rapt audience of maze enthusiasts. Dr. Zambil is particularly pleased to see that Miss Ankori Khan,
Mhm.
the opulent investor from the evening before, has indeed retained her interest in mazes
Oh, good.
and is sitting front and center in your audience. And there are also some other people there, just some you recognize from the night before, but there's nobody you've actually spoken to. Then there are no, that's it.
No, Dr. Seversen. Dr. Seversen isn't there.
Dr. Seversen is not there.
Okay.
Dr. Severson sucks.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's other lectures being given at the same time.
I will also point out that none of your party were there either.
Yeah, you were all off talking
Wait,
about.
I said I was rushing from that meeting. I was rushing
Yeah,
right
you
through
just
there.
unfortunately you didn't make it in time.
What?
You caught the tail end of it.
All right then.
You caught the tail end of it. I mean, you don't really know each other,
Yeah, but it sounded
to
fascinating.
be fair. Well, Jenny can tell you about it later.
I was hoping for like she'd have like 45 minutes live action lecture.
We discussed that, and Colin led me to believe I was going to have to do that, and I told him that was homework, and I was not doing
Yeah, no doubt.
homework.
That is an excellent response to that.
Yeah. All right. So where is Yiggy? Is he still upstairs sleeping?
Yeah, probably. What time is it? Doesn't matter.
Iggy's still sleeping. Iggy needs to get the hell up.
Well, but that's really not up to Yiggy at this point.
Or is this going to be his entire plan for this session? He's just going to sleep this session out.
Hey, listen, I can't fail the rest of the team if I wasn't even there in the first place. Checkmate.
That was a failure to not be there.
No, I am. We didn't really talk about. We talked about like trying to convince Dr. Seversen to give us a tour of the lab, but we didn't really place that in the sequence of events for the day.
The tour was on offer that we could take one.
Right.
That was my understanding. It could be that
okay.
I was misunderstanding.
What did you say, Damon?
My understanding was that a tour was proffered to us, like, if you would like, I will offer you a tour or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what my memory is.
I think maybe there was.
Her assistant Lisa
Yeah.
was going to do it.
So
Oh yeah.
So as you finish your lecture,
Mm-hmm.
and how do you finish your lecture? What do you say when you're finally
Sad
done with your
trombone.
lecture?
Yes. Thank you for coming.
There you go.
And if there are no further questions, please enjoy the rest of Paracon.
Okay. and people stand and applaud, and you notice that as people are standing and applauding, the door to the auditorium opens, and Mops and Joe come in, and also Dr. Seversen, and she's on her cell phone as she's coming in the door, and then she is nattering away, and then she just claps enthusiastically,
too.
but she clearly hasn't been
Right.
to any of it. So, and what is going?
I'm just glad Joe is so enthusiastic about names.
I helped you with your PowerPoint, despite my.
Very nice.
Rob, I'm intensely curious. How quickly did you whip that up?
Just in the last few minutes.
Well, it really shows. It's incredible work.
Well, it's a very good. Hold on, is that just a map of Uzbekistan with a large maze in the middle of it?
Yes, it is exactly that.
It takes up like a good quarter of you.
Yes, it takes up about a
big
quarter
fucking
of
maze.
Uzbekistan.
I'm kind of surprised
That's
more
an
people aren't
impressive
talking
maze.
about it, quite frankly. Yeah, really big.
You could see it from space, apparently. But,
Oh, I love that. Oh my god.
well,
I love that.
Akinori Khan approaches you, and she is just beaming from ear to ear, and she is like,
Ooh.
"Oh, Dr. Zanbil, how wonderful! Your maze is so large and wonderful. I had no idea of the scale of this."
Thanks, Joe.
Oh god, please someone say that's
And
amazing.
she said, I simply must have a controlling interest. I
Oh.
simply must have a controlling interest in your experiment.
And I tell her I would be honored, and we can discuss figures.
Oh, and she hands you a card,
Mhm.
and she says, "And call my man and let him know I'm not going to discuss figures with you. Figures are of no consequence to me. But
Mhm.
rest assured, whatever figure you quote will be fine by me. But I must have a controlling investment.
All
A
right.
controlling interest."
And I shake her hand and thank her, and assure her that I will be in touch with her man.
And as you're doing that, Dr. Seversen approaches,
Oh
and
boy.
she's got a rather nasty. She's accompanied by a rather nasty-looking middle-aged man with a greasy hair and a mustache and a tatty business suit, and he's got a kind of loose-fitting noose tie going, the same as everybody else, and he's got one of Madame Velasquez's girls hanging on one arm, and also with Dr. Seversen is a middle-aged woman, who she looks quite respectable, quite businesslike, and she also is accompanied by another one of Madame Velasquez's providers of certain services. And Dr. Seversen just says, "Oh, Dr. Zambil, marvelous! Such a marvelous lecture. I was enthralled. Weren't we enthralled, Nure?" And he's like, "Oh yes, it was very, very interesting. Very interesting. What did you agree, Dr. Rackmuller?" And she said, "Well, yes, it was. I'm very, very interested in these as a therapy, but yes, it was a fascinating lecture." And Dr. Seversen says, "Oh, Madam Khan, how did you were suitably impressed, I trust? And Akinori Khan says, "Oh, absolutely. I'm delighted to have a controlling interest in Dr. Zambil's maze experiment." And Dr. Seversen just winks at you and goes, "Oh, see, isn't this just simply the best? Just great minds sharing and sharing alike." And then she said, "Well, you guys just get acquainted here." And then she waves at somebody somewhere in the distance and just drifts away from you all.
Oh, I say, Dr. Severson, before
Yes?
you go, might we take you up on the offer of a tour of your laboratory facilities?
Oh,
We're most
absolutely,
excited to see
absolutely.
it.
Can you just give me a few minutes here, and we can work that out? And she just walks
Excellent.
walks into an elevator in the corner of the auditorium, and it just closes.
Yeah, you're not going to get her to do anything.
Well, we'll just wait here then.
I think we should find her assistant and have her assistant do
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's an idea.
And so the rather grimy looking man reaches out to shake your hand, and you take his hand, and it's really kind of sweaty and clammy.
Ugh.
Eh,
And he's like, "Pleased to meet you, Nure Hauptmann. I hope I can count on your vote."
what?
Oh.
Vote for what?
I'm with I'm the candidate for the Reactionary Institutional Party.
Okay.
And-
Anybody know anything about the Reactionary Institutional Party?
And I would hope that with election day coming up, that I can count on your vote, and you would agree with me that Amarja needs to see many changes for the betterment of its society, and that it's just gone too far, and we need to crack down on these loose pharmacy licenses for
Oh,
all of these
must say, old
psychoactive
man, we
drugs.
are all visitors to your fair island. I don't think any of us can vote here, unless your voting laws are very lax.
Oh, voting. No. None of you can vote?
I do not live here.
Nope.
Oh. Well, I hope you all enjoy your stay here.
What was his name again?
In beautiful Amarja. Nure Hauptmann. Hauptmann. RIP party candidate.
Oh, God. Hmm.
Gonna clean up Amarja. End all this socialized medicine nonsense. Ban gambling. And just establish some good forest work camps to educate and
Yikes.
and rehabilitate all these damn young hoodlums. Clean up the edge and clean up Amarja. Hope I
Oh,
can count on you.
The Republican candidate.
Again,
of
can't
Oh.
actually vote.
Okay, well, we've established that we can't vote. And
Okay.
Well, the RIP part, the Reactionary Institutional Party, they propose to end socialized medicine, crack down on pharmacy licenses for psychoactive drugs, ban gambling, outlaw interracial marriage, and establish forced work camps to educate and habilitate the young.
Yeah, he was
Hmm.
being
They
pretty
have a
straight with
few
us there.
seats in the legislature, but they never come close to parity with the UDERP party, who are the current ruling party. And so Hauptmann sees he's not going to get anywhere with you guys, and he's like, "Well, come on, my dear, and let's go get some breakfast." And the girl on his arm, she's dressed in like a black leather zip-up jumpsuit, and she's just like, "Oh, okay, Murray, Nuri," and they wander off.
So do we see Dr. Severson's assistant in this? Was she at the lecture, or is she loitering?
No, you do not. But the Dr. Rathmuller
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh yeah.
Says to Dr. Zambil. Too many doctors. I was fascinated very, very much by your lecture. I am the director of an institute, a rehabilitation institute here on Amarja, and I have been looking into the idea of using mazes for cognitive repair, or perhaps some form of therapy. And I was wondering if you could offer any insight into how you would feel about the usage or the usefulness of mazes for this use, such as a form of therapy.
Is there? You said you run an institute here on Alamarja. Have you already started building a maze at this institute?
No,
And-
but we would certainly have the room on the grounds where we could build a mid-size like hedge maze.
And what is your institute called?
Oh, Sylvan Pines.
See, I knew it.
Allow me
Okay.
to allow me to give you my card, and she gives you your card, and it says Dr. Rathmuller, director, Sylvan Pines. Blah.
Oh, calm.
Colin?
Yes.
You cut
Oh,
out
okay.
there for a sec. Okay, you're there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So, sniff, sniff,
So
sniff.
here's-
Is
so
Dr.
here's-
Rathmuller's sense familiar to Mops?
no, and you sense no particular ill will from her.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Didn't somebody slip Joe a note saying it's Sylvan Pines at 7 p.m.? Am I correct?
There was no, the dead guy had a note that said that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you were interested in checking that out, I now have an invitation to Sylvan Pines.
Yes. Yes.
Just want to keep that in the back of your mind, maybe.
Interesting. Good thought.
Just as a side note, out of character for all of you.
Mhm.
Just keep it as a side note and put it to the back of your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Yiggy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Yiggy. Oh,
Meanwhile, Yiggy. Yeah, pretty much. I really I think that Yiggy would. I might be a little unclear. Did we already had a scheduled time that we were going to go on the tour, correct?
Did we? I don't remember that in our planning.
well, you haven't had a tour yet.
But was there a time?
Well, I will just say that Dr. Rathmuller also makes her excuses and politely takes her leave, and says that she very much looks forward to talking to Dr. Zambil at some point in the future. And she
Agreed.
she strolls away with the Velasca girl on her arm. And so most people have left the auditorium at this point, and there's just Dr. Zambil, Mops, and Joe standing there, and out in the hallway, Dr. Seversen walked by the door again.
We should catch her or Veronica. Was that the assistant?
No, Lisa
Nope.
is the assistant.
Oh, Lisa. Who was Veronica again?
Veronica was the inventor who turned out
yeah.
to be a government agent.
Oh, that was her. Okay, I'm sorry. I've got my list of names all mixed up. Okay.
How could you get confused by the
damn.
by the tiny cast
There's
of
only like
characters?
3 names we have to keep track of here.
So does someone want to catch Dr. Severson?
She seems like you best.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely you.
I guess I could try to snag her and ask her if she or her assistant would give us a tour of the lab.
Okay, so you go out into the hallway, and you see Dr. Severson, and she's she's standing in the corridor, and she's looking rather frustrated. She's there with a young guy who is just gesticulating wildly at her, and she looks very, very pissed off. She
Uh-oh.
just she wishes she could be somewhere else. And as you get closer to her, she actually catches your eye, and she looks very, very relieved to see you. And as
Mhm.
she's walking towards you, you can catch some of what this guy is saying to her, and he's just like, you have to let me see it. You have to let me see it. At least let me see it. I have offered you so much money for it. Just I'll buy it sight unseen. Just please let me see it.
Huh.
And so Dr. Seversen gets to you and says, "Oh, Dr. Zambil,
Oh God.
how delightful to see you again. I trust your lecture went well this morning."
Wow, she's a space cadet. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think she's a space cadet. I just don't think she cares.
Yeah.
So
Just oh yes, it went very, very well. I was I'm glad you enjoyed. I'll play along. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
is there anything I can? Is there anything I can help you with?
Well, yes.
This guy is still right by her side, and he is
You
just.
well, you were going to. Sort of tried to take her arm and lead her away from this, and ask her if she or her assistant could give us a tour of her lab.
Well, he stands a little aside, but you can tell he's very, very much listening intently to you two.
Mm-hmm.
And so, sorry, what did you say?
I was going to ask her if she would arrange for a tour, and I'm not going to say of her lab. I'm just going to say a tour.
And she says, "Oh, absolutely. I mean, what? I mean, you're free. The entire building is open. You're free to just wander the grounds as you please.
Oh,
Are you
geez.
looking for a tour of my lab?"
Yes.
And
Yes.
she says, "Oh, I certainly. We could certainly arrange that. We already have a few other interested parties who have asked to see some of my work, and I'm happy to show the latest things we're working on here. As you know, we are at the bleeding edge of technological development here at Seversen Industries.
Excellent.
Is it just yourself?
It's myself and my 3 friends here.
Your 3 companions. And
Iggy
she takes out a cell phone, and she just hits a button on it and says, Lisa, we have 4 more for today's tour.
Oh, good.
It is Dr.
Tour.
Zanville?
It's Mops Marker and Dr. Zambil and their 2 companions.
Yeah,
And-
that's
Sure, it
fair.
works for me.
And then the guy
You're a
beside
companion, Joe.
the guy beside comes up, and he's like, please, you this is so unfair, Chris. You have to let me see it. You have to let me see it. And she just rolls her eyes back in her head, and she says, fine. And can you add him as well? Theophilus, yes. 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 Great. And she hangs up, and she goes, it's fine. You are open for a tour anytime you wish. You just need to see Lisa. If you go down the hallway and make your way up to the lab entrance anytime you want, and just check in there with her, and we'll be happy to show you around.
Oh, good.
And if I have some time in my schedule, I may even be there myself.
Is Colin
but
breaking up
Lisa's
for everybody
very
else, or is that just me?
I can hear him.
A little.
I can hear him.
Bring it up just a little, but
You got the
I'm
tour.
still following. Yeah,
Okay.
we got the tour.
You got the
Adjustment
tour.
on my end. Okay. All right. So let's. I guess we should obtain Yiggy, wake him up, and yeah, dress
Well,
in
I'm
our
right
heist
here, man.
clothes. Or no, wait, our tour clothes. Heist
Hi,
to you.
tour. Hi, our tour.
Heist couture.
Okay. Do we need to do anything to prepare before we undertake a tour?
I would
You're
like
at- Oh, say, go ahead.
I would like to take one of our Heistmeister 90,000 record all data everything devices with us so that it can passively send a lot of data back to the Heistmeister 30,000 for us to analyze.
Very smart.
Worth a shot.
That sounds a bit
example-
vague. That sounds a bit vague to me.
Yeah, well, you may recall.
You're
You
gonna.
may-
I'm not going to allow that.
You
Are
may
you-
recall. You may recall what I was talking about in our chat, which is how about recording, for
Yeah.
example, any like electronic communications amongst the security team that we run across. That would
Oh,
help us
yes,
indicate
that's
how many of them there
that-
are.
Yep.
If there are any codes being punched into doors,
Okay,
I would like those recorded.
I'm gonna allow that, but I want you to bring it up every time you want to use it, and I'm gonna make you roll every time you use it.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not- so I'm not holding it. Just so
Does
everybody
that,
knows.
does that seem fair enough?
I think
'Cause
Dr.
I
Zan
think
wants
I
to
think
use
it should be that it doesn't catch everything, but
That's fine.
yeah, okay, we'll play it by ear.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Can we advance to the tour?
we got to go get Yiggy.
Well, yeah. Assuming we obtain a Yiggy
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, can one of you go kick him awake or something?
Obtain Yiggy. I really like obtain Yiggy.
Yeah, I'll go up and get Yiggy. Like as a fellow companion.
Hey, what's up? What
Hey,
happened?
yes, we've got a tour. In just a few minutes, I believe we can meet up and take the
Oh
lab
shit! Why didn't you guys wake me up?
tour. We did, just in time for the tour.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to go to the lecture, and then we were going to. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get some pants on. Ugh.
I'll wait out in the living room of the suite.
Yeah. Can you get like a glass of water or something?
Oh.
Like, I need like a glass of
Easier
water.
said
to
than
go
done.
on the day.
I will
Oh,
obtain.
like it's gonna be a problem, or
No, I'll get some water.
all right? Thanks. All right. You don't have to be weird about this.
Yeah, the original odd couple.
The companions.
I see a spin-off here.
All right, let's go on a tour.
Okay. So meet up. Where are we supposed to meet up for the tour? I don't have the map in
At the
front
lab
of me.
entrance.
At the lab entrance.
Okay.
That'd be on the second floor. You just head up to the lobby on the second floor, and there's is the lab access, and you get there, and you see that the rather agitated young man is there.
Mhm.
That was bugging Dr. Seversen. Deep Purushottam, the young Indian man who
Mhm.
was interested in having Iggy take part in a Akashic wave experiment, is there, and the Nure Hauptmann, the RIP candidate, and his provider of certain services is there, and there are some other, people of no particular interest who you haven't seen before.
Okay.
And so you all enter into the lab access, and it's quite a small little nondescript room. There is some various plaques on the wall celebrating various accomplishments by Dr. Seversen, and then there's a desk in the corner, and behind the desk is Lisa, but it's clearly not Lisa. It looks like it's a hologram because you can see through her. And
Right through her.
she says, "Welcome, ladies and gentlemen," and she's looking at a clipboard, and she's verifying that all of you are on the list. And she points to a couple of people and says, I'm afraid I don't see you on the list. You'll have to go and speak with Dr. Seversen and maybe come back another time. We just can't fit you in. There's just a limited amount of room." So they leave. They look very disappointed, and they leave.
Oh.
And then she turns to the rest of you and smiles and says, "Okay, everyone, if you could just step back a little bit here, and we will open up the lab to you." And
All right, yeah.
a platform descends from the ceiling of the room, and it's got like a single silver pole in the middle of it that suspends it. And she said, "If you would just hold on tightly to the pole, and we will
Yeah.
take you upstairs to the lab." And so
All right.
you all step on the platform and grab onto the pole, and then it
Executed.
slowly,
Game over.
yeah, it slowly ascends up onto the ceiling. And then you see that the ceiling is filled with spikes. No,
Wait,
the
what?
ceiling.
Oh.
You ascend, you ascend, and you ascend, and you find yourself just in the middle of quite a large professional research lab. And it's just gleaming white and clean and precise. And it's all metal and glass and blue flames and glass cabinets with orderly rows of just fluorescent chemicals in plastic bags, and there's just whiteboards covered in complex mathematical sigils. There's other whiteboards covered in what look like maybe arcane sigils. And then there's
In
what
every sense of the word.
what looks like a wall vault, just kind of a large metal vault door, which is clearly where they keep really secure stuff. And then there's several researchers in white coats just strutting around doing their thing. And then Lisa, the actual Lisa, is here, and she smiles broadly, and she says, "Oh, welcome to Dr. Seversen's laboratory. This is where all of the magic happens."
Oh. Especially the literal magic, right, man?
Oh, absolutely. And we have a very what's that?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's the most used prop in Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's in like virtually every like lab or lab-like thing they have.
Okay.
It's like famous for being in everything.
It doesn't look familiar at all.
I was able to,
We don't know what it is. We don't know what it does, but it's important.
Okay.
That's great.
First we have an Uzbekistan-sized maze. Now we have- Okay.
Mops-
And then she says, "We have a you're in luck today because we have a very special guest in that Dr. Seversen herself is working in our lab today
Oh,
for a few moments with us. And a door opens in one corner, and Dr. Seversen comes in, and she's accompanied by Madame Velasca.
Hmm.
And
Calm.
as she comes in, the agitated young man, Mr. Who she referred to as Theophilus. His name is Theophilus Temitope. God, I hate the names in this game. Approaches her. He just breaks from the crowd and he approaches her again. And as he does so, just these huge, burly, armed security guards just appear seemingly from nowhere, from behind Dr. Seversen, and they have these what look like electric, like cattle prod baton things, and Dr. Seversen puts her hand up and says, "No, it's okay, it's fine, it's fine." And they put their stuff down and they back quietly off. And she says, "Theophilus, please join the rest of the tour. I assure you, I will let you see them. Just please calm down." And he's like, "Okay, but I really need to buy them. I really need to buy them." And so she, introduces herself yet again, even though everyone in the room knows who she is. And she says, does anyone have any questions before we begin the tour?"
Many things.
I have a.
I wanted to ask if with my device I could figure out how the floor went up and down. Was there like where was the control for that?
You notice that there's another desk belonging to Lisa in the main lab itself, and there's a small like control panel there to operate the floor up and down.
Is that where Lisa is in real life?
Yes.
Okay.
When she's working in the lab, that's where she is. Yes, that's where she's to be found. But it is a working lab, so it's a regular 7 to 5 p.m. type place.
I know what a lab looks like. I've just showed you a picture of it.
Yeah, and it's filled with candy floss making, plastic coated sewing machines. I don't know what the hell that is.
Those glass tubes just like have these rotating lights in it of different colors. That's it.
Oh, so it's real science. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you know it's real science.
so it's basically a high-tech disco ball. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Okay.
And so, Dr. Seversen says to Lisa that she can open the vault and allow people to go inside. And she says, "I'd like to present you now with the cutting edge, some examples of the cutting edge technologies we're working at here at Seversen's lab at the moment." And it opens up, and it's basically
There's a literal vault. Is there?
Yes.
Was it locked? Can my device figure out how it opens?
It was opened by a Lisa approached it and entered in what just looked like a 4-digit code.
I want those digits.
So
Digits.
and then after she entered the 4-digit code, a small panel appeared, and Dr. Seversen placed her hand on it.
Okay, I want that
And
hand.
then the vault opened. How
Cut
about
off her
that?
hand.
That's better.
Check.
I want that hand.
I want that hand. Who said that?
All right, that's fine. I still want the code. Again,
And so-
have device record all the good stuff of that
Okay.
interaction.
And so the vault opens. I'm going to say, let me see. Okay, your device recorded the 4-digit code. Okay,
Cool.
so you have stage 1 of opening that door.
Excellent.
I
But
think
you
I
do
already
not
know
have
stage
stage 2.
two. I feel
Well,
like I
just
do.
wait till I bite her hand off. Then we will.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no
Okay,
way of like
and,
lifting her handprint off of that.
I had that thought. Yes. When we go past into the vault, I would like to know if there's any way at all I could lift the print.
Not without drawing. There's quite a lot of security here. Not without drawing attention to yourself.
Okay.
The
Hmm.
security guards are remaining like a safe distance, but still you're very, very aware
6
that
feet.
you are being watched.
Okay.
6 feet, yeah, it's a good safe distance.
So I have been told.
Worth a
Yeah.
try.
So now you were given a list of what your of the many things your duffel bag contained. So somebody may want to go over that.
Actually, I wanted to clarify on that. We have a way of like copying a person, correct?
Yes.
Bingo,
Yes.
Mhm.
bingo.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to clarify. Like, would I know? Would we know in universe that it wouldn't be like yes, you really do look like this person, but it can't do such fine details as like fingerprints.
That's true. That's what I said, didn't I?
I don't know.
Did you lie? Were you mistaken, perhaps?
Yes, I think I was mistaken. I'm going to revise that.
Well, you could just say
Well, it
that
wouldn't be like DNA,
we have-
probably. But
we have the new updated version. I mean, you were looking at version 2.0.
It gives you a. It doesn't. It
5.1
doesn't. It
now.
doesn't change you at a DNA level, but it changes you at a skin level.
okay, that
Okay.
makes sense.
That would be good enough.
Yep.
Would be good enough. And it's essentially like a watch-like device, that you would activate, and then it is. It works by skin-on-skin contact. So.
Okay.
So
You would need to establish a skin-on-skin contact, and its success rate it's experimental, so it'll be a dice roll for its success rate, but it's got a pretty high success rate. So, but it's getting in there for who is wearing that, or is anyone wearing it at this point?
Yeah, who would be the best at getting a good handshake at the end of the tour?
Clearly, Doctor.
That would be me. Okay.
She's a
Dr. Z.
hot hand with the dice.
I'm gonna have to risk the dice roll, aren't I?
Yes,
Okay.
Dr. Z.
All
Dr.
right.
Zayas. Dr.
Okay,
Zayas.
that'll work.
I'll make sure I shake hands with her at the end of the
Excellent.
Okay.
excellent.
And okay, so she brings you in and she says, well, here are some of the items we are working on at the moment. This is fashion spray, and it's a selection of spray-on clothing.
What?
Yes,
That's
including
amazing.
these cool options. And there's one is like of leaves. You can spray on a complete outfit of leaves or actual animal fur. No offense, Hermacher.
None taken.
I assure you, by actual fur, it is fake fur. No animals are harmed.
trip.
That is a superior choice.
It is absolutely marvelous, as you can see. You can go casual, business casual, balls.
Balls?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And And
Yep.
and it's all in a can. You just spray it on. Balls and
Balls
galas.
of the can, you say.
Balls and galas. So
Uh,
there is a problem in that it still causes mild cancer.
Hmm.
But so there's some
Oh.
kinks that need to be worked out. But these are
Mild cancer.
it was only a couple of flipper babies.
but
I
aren't
cannot
they
tell you
fabulous?
How quickly Yiggy's interest went from like, holy shit, put that on me right now, to, you know what, later. Although I'm sure
like
I've
treason.
already got something, so it's probably not going to hurt
Yeah.
that much. But... that is such a cool idea, though.
And on the over here, we have our etheric traps.
Oh,
Which we are currently designing. We have 2 models,
Hmm.
and these are rather wonderful. These small little boxes can just hold energy. It can just they just draw in and trap energy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That would work very well for my labyrinth project.
Perhaps
Any sort of energy?
and, that's
From a windmill?
no. It is more paranormal energy,
Mhm.
and we can ensnare energy not completely coterminous with our plane of reality, perhaps.
Mhm.
Joe nods sagely.
Perfect. This is exactly what I need for my labyrinth.
oh, it's like the trap from Ghostbusters.
If you will,
All right, yeah.
if you will,
like that.
you certainly, and the young agitated man goes, yes, it's exactly like Ghostbusters. and I must have it. And Dr. Seversen says, these are still experimental, Theophilus. They still cause mild cancer. They're slightly dangerous. We are not prepared. I am not prepared to sign off these yet. They still need months of research and development.
We gotta
And
knock all the cancer out.
Theophilus is just like, but I must have it. I must have it. There are creatures at work in our dimension. You have no idea. We must be able to trap them and destroy them. And she's just completely exasperated. And she turns and goes, and over here we have the latest experimental drug we are working on. This is mech. And this allows the user to mentally control nearby devices through a simple Bluetooth interface.
Whoa.
Again,
Lots of cancer, huh?
no, the interface seems to cause mild hallucinations based on the type of media being played on nearby devices.
Hmm.
So,
Oh. Is it like kind of trippy cool, or is it like a bad trip?
no, it's not trippy cool. It still needs some work. But think of it. You can control your thermostat with your mind.
Yeah, or like, tell your phone to like queue up a video that you were just thinking about. That's cool.
Oh. And then there's a locked cabinet in one corner, and she says, and Theophilus says, well, what's in there? And she says, that this is something that is in the very early stages of development, and we're hoping we can use it at some point to improve our etheric traps. But right now, it's in the ridiculous idea stage at the minute, and it's far too dangerous, so we won't be doing that. So
Please
that,
tell us what
ladies
this
and gentlemen,
ridiculous idea is.
They are boosters. They're etheric boosters, but as of yet, they are far too dangerous and unstable.
So the boost.
What were you thinking about boosting with the ghost trap? Like its ability to trap?
But that's exactly what my brain went. I don't get it.
We're hoping. Right now, the etheric traps, we have two. One can hold 50,000 gigawatts of energy,
Oh,
While
wow.
the other-
21 gigawatts.
while the other can hold 70,000 gigawatts of energy. And what I would like to be able to do is for these devices to be able to hold unlimited energy.
Mhm.
But as Dr. Zambil can attest, generating that amount of energy is difficult enough a task as it is, never mind trying to contain that amount of energy in a
Mhm.
physical structure.
Oh yeah.
Who said, oh yeah?
Oh no, it's Yiggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of what she's talking about.
Yeah, I know. And so, and then Dr. Seversen says, "Does anyone have any further questions? This is what we will be hopefully unveiling at Seversen Industries next year, or perhaps the year
Oh.
after.
Oh, do we
The
have to sign
fashion
any like
spray
NDAs?
should be hitting the stores within 6 months."
Oh wow.
Exciting.
You're really gonna knock all that cancer out, huh?
It's the etheric traps we're after, right? Is that my memory serving me correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we want the Ghostbuster traps.
Well,
Both
you
of
only
them?
need one.
Can somebody
Well,
just lift one right now?
No, you only need one. Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, you don't want to lift one right now.
Or do we?
Or do we?
Game over. Everybody gets shot. Game over.
Oh, we already got
Really wanna-
electrocuted on the elevator up,
Mm.
and he's just humoring us.
It's just all a fever dream in our
Yeah.
last moment.
And Deep Purushottam is also very interested in the
Yeah, he's the one who's
etheric traps.
I'm betting. I don't know. I've been scanned, but I bet you he was the one.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems like a really nice guy, and he comes
Yeah,
up to
they always
Iggy. He comes up to Iggy again and says, "Oh, my good friend, have you given any more thought to my offer of taking part in our Akashic Wave experiment today?"
You know what? I'll be honest, man. I haven't, and I'm terribly sorry. I've been really busy lately, just with the con. But I'd love to get back to you on it. I really would. Can I?
Well, please,
can I, like, get your card or?
please do consider. Well, we have these special edition lanyards that everyone who takes part, everyone who takes part in the wave can wear, because we need to strictly limit the number of people who are in the room, as the wave could be quite unpredictable, and we don't want anyone to be hurt. You understand?
When was? Yeah, obviously, safe, fun.
But please do just take this lanyard, and we will be in exhibition hall. We will be in exhibition hall 2 at about 6 p.m. this evening. Please do come. We will possibly be able to generate a wave without you, but with the addition of you, we could generate such a beautiful, vibrant wave. Just please do think about it. Please do think about it.
Yeah, man. I'm really interested. You said 6 o'clock tonight?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I said 8 time.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're up here, I want to scout out there's those like exterior doors that appear to lead onto balconies on the map. Are they like rickety screen doors by any chance, or how would you describe those?
I would describe those as French doors leading on to two balconies overlooking the gardens. One overlooks the maze, and the other overlooks a just the courtyard where you just the side courtyard where
wait a
you
minute.
met the van this morning.
Well, two things. Are there like wires and stuff suggesting that there's some kind of security on these doors?
No,
And two,
that's an interesting thing, actually. There's
Yeah.
I was wondering about that myself.
you could always ask.
Well, people have been talking. I am patient.
No, I mean no. I'm saying you could always ask. You could always ask someone.
So and two, now the snipers who took out my followers in the maze were coming from a higher level in a building. Like, just from what I remember, the angle, would this have been a possible, like the one overlooking the maze? Would that be where the shooter might have been?
I don't
does that
believe
not
so.
add up?
Plus, your shooter was very much dead in the back of the van this morning.
Well, I didn't know he was the shooter, though. I don't think. I mean, I guessed he was, but anyway. But this doesn't seem like where something would have been coming from, because that would be disturbing if it were. Okay. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was to say, am I to understand then that the doors to the balconies are not secured in any way?
They don't appear to be secured in any way.
Can you wave the heist thing at
I was
them?
going to say, can the heistometer tell? When
Give it a
definitively?
roll.
Give it a roll. Oh. I thought that was how I did it.
Yeah, so did I.
Is there no
maybe
space?
there's-
Oh, it's offline. It says offline.
Oh
What?
no.
Oh no,
How do I get it back online?
Dice Maiden.
Oh,
Oh,
you
do
don't
we
have
have
dice
to?
in here.
We
Yeah.
don't have an invite. I guess I need to. Is it?
Kicked out the dice maiden. She was so nice.
Wait, she
was
says
just walking
offline,
by.
yeah.
Great.
I can't remember how you invite her.
I mean, I trust Damon to roll dice and give us a correct
Yeah, just
like
go
an honorable
roll.
answer.
Hold on a minute. I am getting there. Give me a moment. I will do that.
Because let's face it, at this point, all of our dice bags are like right by our computers.
Oh, except for mine, which is in the other room. Just saying.
Ah,
Yeah, mine's actually weirdly enough downstairs 2 floors. So I have a digital dice roller I'm bringing up. Here we go. 2d6. Six and a 1.
I can't
That's a
remember
7.
what that.
That's a
7.
success. No, you detect no wiring of any kind. They're just standard window locks.
Cool. That's wow. That's kind of surprising, frankly.
Are there any sensors on these doors that like, oh, they're open, they're closed, like, that would set off?
No, there appears to be no security of any kind on them.
What?
Suspicious.
That seems suspicious. All right.
When it's just too good to be true.
I know. That's where we're at. It's too good to be true. That's all right.
Hmm.
I will embrace the horror of just assuming that this is correct.
Okay.
That will be more fun.
I mean, as well you should, but like in a very meta sense, everyone's kind of like, I see what's about to happen.
Okay.
What is that? What?
What? In surprise to there being literally nothing shady about these doors.
That's what he means.
What?
It's like this.
What? That's really hard to look at.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, somebody type some more stuff.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Well, that's all the time we have.
Oh my God.
I think we've done good work, people. Okay. So I don't know anything else anybody wants to look at in this room. So wait, what about the map says there's a security zone in the was that the northeast corner?
That was the other thing I wanted to get at. How much security is, like, as in human beings, is there?
Or can we actually? Is it like a? Can we see through the door, or is it just like a door to a room, and we don't know what's in there?
No, in there is there's just several burly men. There's 4 guys in there. They're all in
4
the room now with you, but they all came out of there.
Are
And
there
it's
additional? Are there additional burly guys anywhere?
there are some in the security room downstairs on the first floor by the elevators. That GIF is driving me insane.
okay. Hold on.
It's
Make it
just
go
it's
away.
repulsive. Okay,
You know,
that's not better.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Almost
do I-
there. Oops, I'm sending messages too quickly. He wants me to stop.
okay.
All right.
But now we've scrolled off the really great lab image.
oh,
Oh well.
ooh, let's do a heist, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So so
Shake,
the
shake
tour
of
is
the
over.
hands.
Yeah, tour is over. We all shaking hands with Dr. Seversen. Is that what's going on?
Yes. We'll thank her. I'll thank her gladly for the tour.
That didn't work. Okay.
Do you message Dice Maiden an invite? Is that how that
Yeah,
works?
and it
Oh,
said
you tried it? Okay.
worked. No, it's some other.
Let
I'll
me
just
try
trust you
something.
with your rolls.
I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try something.
Yeah, I thought there was no space
No.
too, but no, she's. It still says she's offline.
Okay.
She's taking the day off.
All right.
She works hard.
It's fine, because I think we should be
I mean, we
seeing
got-
a play somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
I got quiet there. We were just all being quiet.
So where were we?
Finishing up the tour, thanking Dr. Seversen, shaking hands.
My assumption is that there's going to be dinner, and that Yiggy's going to want to do this Akashic wave thing, whatever the heck that is.
I don't know.
And-
Well,
and then we should do a heist. Is that right?
I don't think I should do the Akashic wave because, like, there was something that was just like a little bit too good to be true. I don't trust Deep for some reason. I don't know what I can. I can't put my finger on it.
He's too nice. Because he's too nice.
Too nice. Yeah, and there's like some element of like being used and like I don't know what an Akashic wave is, but it sounds like it's a whole bunch of energy and like happening underneath where we're gonna do a heist. Like I'm actually thinking maybe we should figure out some way to do this before 6 o'clock, like before the Akashic. I think Yiggy would share this wild harebrained theory with everyone else and see how that sticks.
I can tell you what's involved in an Akashic wave.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you.
It's something that reality engineers, of which Deep Purushottam is one. It usually requires 12 people with psychic abilities or latent psychic abilities, and they form a circle, and they ingest DMT, which is a spirit molecule,
Yeah.
and they ingest it at intervals of 33 seconds.
Oh.
And apparently, it supposedly opens the mind to the spirit world for about 10 minutes. So, what they're attempting to do is launch, while in this state, launch an Akashic wave, which is a self-sustaining hyper consciousness ring that can transcend space-time. So there. It sounds like some trippy stuff. Literally.
Yeah, and that sounds very cool, but I just can't. I mean, doesn't it? Like, come on, everyone. Like, be real for a second. In this crazy, messed up world where anything is possible, that is over the edge. That sounds like something I'd want to hitch my wagon onto. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with. I think Yiggy has some sort of paranoia about this guy. But I don't know what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what he shares with everyone,
that's cool.
with the group.
Respect.
And sees what they think about that.
Cool.
Like cool, like that is probably our guy that is also trying to steal the etheric trap, or
I mean, it seems plausible. But also, like, you know, it also seems cool to maybe not do this random Akashic Wave thing. But that's your call.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Yiggy's gonna just not show up.
Okay.
He's got the lanyard. What more does, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He already gave me the lanyard.
True.
Wait, I examined the lanyard very closely.
Is it a trap?
Did we lose calm?
No, I'm just listening to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Just chatting away.
Does
So,
anything seem weird about the lanyard?
no, it's a lanyard.
Oh,
It's
It's
okay.
like it's got like a metallic sheen to it that, you know, gives off all those rainbow colors. So it looks almost like 3-dimensional. You know, one of those, like a foil Magic the Gathering card.
Hey, nice
Yeah.
online.
Hey.
Hey,
Uh,
did that just appear?
I just noticed that Dice Maiden was online, so
Oh.
I just tried to roll. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
cool.
Okay, thank you for doing that. So
Okay, so should we reconvene and come up with our final plan?
I think the final plan is the same. Well, as best as I can understand it, shouldn't it just be cause distraction, make heist?
I will point out that Dr. Seversen is quite arrogant and quite boastful, and quite happy to brag about all of her accomplishments and all of her technology. So if you were interested in as to why she would have such a poorly secured laboratory, she'd be more than happy to describe all of her systems to you. So
Oh,
you could simply point out that there seems to be very little security for such cutting edge things.
All right.
Which I think certainly Mops was was quite interested in.
Doesn't it feel like a little bit of a giveaway?
I had a reaction after all.
Mhm.
Does what seem like a little bit of a giveaway? Oh,
Like,
asking about these things?
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. You don't have to.
Gosh, we could sure heist this easily, couldn't we?
Oh.
Excuse Dr. Seversen looks at you and says, "Excuse me?"
I don't say that. All right, yeah, okay, I'll bite. Wow, you must put a great deal of effort into securing these things. Though, of course, with your mastery of technology, your security must be cut far and away beyond anything I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely. We have a state-of-the-art oniric security system.
Oh, Nyrek, I'm afraid I'm not, if you haven't noticed, the most knowledgeable about technology. What is Oniric?
It is essentially a trans-dimensional security system. If it is triggered, the entire building, all of the buildings in the compound, enter become enshrouded by the oniric computer system, which causes each building to shift slightly in dimension. So nothing enters and nothing leaves.
That does sound quite effective.
It's not the kind of thing one would want to come into contact with.
How does it get triggered?
Oh, I activate it myself.
Okay.
And that's my little secret. I can't be telling you that.
Of course.
Wisely so.
Okay, so this is operated. It's not a keypad or an automatic thing.
You're not saying this out loud, right?
I'm thinking. I'm
Yeah.
not saying this out loud. No, I'm just I'm thinking this.
I simply instruct my security team, and the
Okay.
trap is engaged.
Okay.
Well, that's very
Um,
nice. Then. Never
how
heard
do
of
you-
such a thing.
Well, if we have had only one incident so far, and it was unfortunately with a poor dog which unfortunately tried to run through the front door out into the courtyard while the system was being tested, and the poor thing just entered another dimension and never came back.
That's so gnarly. Wow.
And I have no idea what's in that other dimension. You don't, and I don't want to find out.
What's to keep something from coming in from that dimension while the buildings are shifted?
That's an interesting question, especially from Joe.
Joe. Well, but the thing is, he doesn't realize how bizarre it is. It's like, oh, it's in another place. Like he's kind of strangely underimpressed because he
fortunately-
doesn't comprehend it.
That's a very good question. Fortunately, we've never had that happen. We just assume that there's nothing there. Well, we know there's a dog.
Huh.
Well, I've got nothing else for preparation
Well,
things. Anybody
how-
else?
How do you know if somebody enters the system? I mean, are there sensors? Do they appear on a video
Oh,
screen?
who are you actually saying this out loud?
Am I supposed to?
Are we
Is that a
overprying
bad
here?
thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to be careful about not going too far.
The
Yep,
system is manually activated,
All right,
and
then
it
no.
causes the entire compound to enter a slight trans-dimensional shift,
Mhm.
so that the inside of the building where you are is perfectly fine, but anything outside is in another dimension. So you can't leave and nothing outside can enter. Basically, the buildings, if you were outside and the system was engaged, every building in the compound would just vanish from sight. If that explains it.
Kind of. All right. No, I'm not asking that question out loud. I was just sort of.
No, and I'm explaining it out of character, so
Okay.
as best I can.
Okay. Anybody have any more questions?
Not that I feel could be
And
asked
that-
publicly.
Yeah, I
And
know.
that completes the tour. And Dr. Seversen says, "If you'll please excuse me, there's, as you can imagine, with Paracon going on, everything is hectic. There just aren't enough hours in the day.
Of course.
And Lisa will show you all out. Please, there are so many more events taking place today. Please make sure to enjoy yourselves and share the knowledge, and let's change the world."
And we'll
then
shake hands
she-
on our way out.
Yep.
Okay, sure. So you're all gonna shake hands.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
I
gonna.
assume this watch thing like registers the person for later. It doesn't immediately transfer you, right?
No, no,
Okay, because that would be
no.
problematic.
It stores it, and then you can engage it, and then it lasts for a period of time, which we will decide when it happens.
Okay.
So Jenny is Dr. Zambil is wearing the
Yeah.
device.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I assume you activate the device
Mm-hmm.
and you shake Dr. Severson's hand.
And say thank
so
you.
so go ahead and roll.
Oh God.
Great.
Don't worry, it's all riding on this.
All right. Hold on. Wait. Dice Maiden online.
Oh, no space, I think, between roll and
Oh,
the
okay.
number.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
and wait, no, she's offline again.
Oh, darn it. Okay, I'll roll.
What happened? You're right. She did go offline.
I have a
Weird.
5 and a 1.
That's a 6. That'll do.
Okay.
Normally it's a 7, but I'm gonna allow a 6. So
Okay.
because I'm in charge.
Yeah.
It's some good technology, and it's easily done. So all right, you have registered your copy of Dr. Seversen.
Excellent.
And so Lisa leads you all to the exit again, and asks you all to hold on to the pole. And so
Yeah, he's heard that before.
so it's all of you and Deep and Madame Velasca and Theophilus Tibitope and Nure Hauptmann and his escort. And so Lisa says, "Just hold on to the pole and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for visiting. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me." And she presses a button on her desk, and you descend downward into the lab access room. And as the platform comes to a rest, Nure Hauptmann, his eyes roll back in his head, and he mutters something unintelligible, and his face just goes ashen, and he collapses to the floor. And as he collapses to the floor, this hideous ghost-like figure emerges from his body.
Oh,
And it's just this glowing, hideous ghost-like figure. It looks almost like the best way to describe it would be the silent era Nosferatu.
Whoa.
Oh.
And it lashes out at everyone in the room. And as it lashes out, it's just like just lightning, just like this white lightning, but it's freezing cold as it touches you. And then it just darts through the wall and vanishes. And Hauptmann, the color returns to his cheeks, and he just gasps for air. And he seems fine. He's like, but he's just completely disoriented, and he has no idea where he is or what's just happened.
There's a ghost on the loose.
So,
Release those etheric traps
I was gonna
quickly.
say,
Bring them down.
where exactly are we?
You're in the lab access room
We're in the lab access room
on the second floor.
on the second floor, so we have to go up a floor. Are we still on the? So when you say it went through the wall, did it go up?
No, it just went out. It's just out of the room, not up, just out.
And we left Dr. Seversen upstairs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the Lisa hologram seeing all of this?
No, the Lisa hologram is not there.
Okay. Oh, so none of them are down here with us. Okay.
No.
Crap.
But Theophilus Temitope is frantically searching in his pockets, and he pulls out a small device, and it's got like a little dial on it, and it just starts. It's got two little antennae that stick out of it, and as he turns it on, they whir and move back and forward, and little sparks shoot out of it. And
Like the
and
Ghostbusters.
he's like, I knew it. I knew it was here. I knew there was something here. I sensed it last night, and I sense it now.
What was that
And
thing?
What is?
Yeah.
That thing is an astral vampire. I have been trying to hunt one of these for years. It would be the pinnacle of my career.
Is this why you wanted those etheric traps?
Yes, I think with an etheric trap, I could trap such a thing, and and contain it, and then I would own it, and I could harness its power. Think of it.
Do what?
To do what? You saw what it did.
It went through the wall.
Through a wall.
I have devoted my entire life to investigate the paranormal, and this is. You saw it?
Yes. Herr Hauptmann, are you all right?
What, behind the rabbit?
Oh, what? Yes. Yeah, where am I? Oh,
You are at Dr. Seversen's compound? Do you remember coming here?
yes. For Joseph Fredrickson.
Quite.
My name is Nure Hauptmann with the RIP party.
Oh, he really is.
I
so far,
wished-
party.
I wished to speak with you. I have a proposition that perhaps you would be interested in hearing at some point. We have been watching you. Many
yes.
are watching you.
Yes. Perhaps later. Were you aware that some sort of astral vampire just left your body?
What?
Wow, you could really put that phrase
Astro-
on a plaque and just say, "This is what this game is about."
Astral what?
I
What?
fear you are the victim of a possession, Herr Hauptmann. Perhaps some rest would do you well.
Yes, perhaps this young lady will come with me. And the Velasca girl is saying, "Oh, of course, come with me, Nure." And they wander off. The door opens, and as soon as the door opens, Theophilus is just out like a shot with his little wearing device, and he just is just completely frustrated. And no, it just vanished.
Here, Mr. Theophilus, I can't remember his last name. If I
Theophilus
may,
Temitope.
Here to Temitope, what would an astral vampire do when it possesses a human as it just has?
They are just murderous, energy draining creatures.
Murder, you say?
It uses a human host to walk among the living, to manipulate objects it cannot manipulate in its electrical form. Who knows? It's just a vile supernatural beast.
I'm sorry.
One wonders why it would manipulate Herr Hauptmann and why here and now.
Herr Hauptmann is not the only one this beast manipulated.
How do you know?
Oh boy.
I sensed it in several guests last night. I sensed it in the ballroom. I sensed it in the lobby. I sensed it in the maze. But my device is garbage. This device is old. It was sold to me by a tinkerer. It detects them. It detects anomalies in energy, but it is so wildly inaccurate.
So
This is why I need an etheric trap. I just wish to be able to just trap one of these beasts so I can study it.
How do you get
Money.
an astral vampire out of somebody? I mean, that just happened. Why did that happen? Because
I do not know. I do not know, madam. But I feel that an etheric trap would contain it forever. I do not feel it would be strong enough to break the limits of an etheric trap.
Well, best of luck to you tracking it down then, sir. We have bigger things to do.
Are you in?
You're
just going to let that thing go?
Well, I have no way of tracking it, and it appears that none of us do.
He points his device towards Dr. Zanbil.
Yeah, I know.
And it begins to twitch, and he goes, You came into contact with this thing. Do you have any recollection of it?
I don't. I say in character.
This is such a confounding beast. I do not understand it. I do not understand it. Okay. And he darts off frustratedly with his device.
Well, as disturbing and puzzling as that all was, I fear this astral vampire might be a distraction from the task at hand.
Or maybe just the one we need as well.
How do you mean?
So we should probably let Seversen know there's an astral vampire on the loose. And maybe she should test her etheric traps.
If we can get back up to talk to her.
Traps, the plural.
Yes. And then we could look at the trap and figure out how to make our own.
Or just take one of them.
Oh, even better.
Listen to Joe, the scientist, all of a sudden.
I love that.
Again, it's probably really easy to do that.
I have a serious question now. It is 9 p.m.
Oh my goodness.
Do we continue or do we hold off for one more session?
Well, given that we haven't actually again started heist,
I will.
Yeah, I think
I will tell you that I reckon there's probably a 2-hour session in it.
okay, yeah,
I would
then we-
think, giving
then we're done now
given
then.
giving you bumbling oafs. and I think we have a good jumping off point right
Okay.
here.